What up, y'all? It's your boy Denim Jeans back at it again with another video. And today we're going to be talking about some of the trades that have been going on in the NFL. There's been a couple of blockbuster trades that came out of nowhere that no one expected. So we're just going to talk about a little bit, give my viewpoint on it, and just see what went down. The biggest trade, the one that happened first that I heard about, was Antonio Brown being traded to the Raiders for a 3rd round and a 5th round pick. That's blasphemous. If you're the Steelers, you just got robbed. Especially when you find out that the next day OBJ gets traded from the Giants to the Browns. Him and Olivia Vernon get traded to the Browns, and then the Giants receive 1st round pick, 3rd round pick, and Jabril Peppers. And when you can get a 1st round pick out of OBJ, but you can't get a better pick than a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick for Antonio Brown, that would piss me off if I was the Steelers GM. Granted, OBJ is only 26 years old, so he still has a few years left in his prime, maybe 2 or 3 years left in his prime, and Antonio Brown is 31, so past his prime for most positions in the NFL. Maybe quarterback would be the only position where 31, like, you can reach your prime, or that could be your prime years, like 31 to 33, something like that. But as a receiver, your athleticism starts to decline. The benchmark is usually age 30. Once you reach age 30, that's when you start to see everyone on the decline. Usually you reach your peak around 27, 28. But yeah, man, that's really good for Antonio Brown. He got what he wanted, even with the way he was acting. He was acting like a drama queen, acting any way he wanted to, and he still ended up getting traded to a team that he wanted to be on. Ends up with the Raiders. Him, Derek Carr, they got Jordy Nelson. There'll be a decent offense, I think, this year, assuming Derek Carr gets his stuff together. But I definitely think the Raiders won that trade. They traded away a 3rd and a 5th round pick, which aren't the best picks. Obviously, like, any pick can turn into, a great player. 6th round pick number 199, Tom Brady, turned into arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. So you never know what a pick can turn into, but getting rid of a 3rd round and a 5th round pick, those usually don't turn into star players. And you get, a bona fide star out of Antonio Brown, been the best receiver in the league over the past 5 years. Some people argue Julio Jones, some argue DeAndre Hopkins, some argue even Keenan Allen. But I think over the past 5 years, it's been Antonio Brown. And then with the OBJ trade, I don't know who won that trade. The Browns get a really good number 1 receiver now. Him and Jarvis Landry, teammates again. But I don't know. I think the Browns got a really, really good receiver out of it, a receiver that they can have for the next few years. And the Giants, they got a 1st round pick this year, pick number somewhere in the teens, mid-teens. And that could turn into a great player for them. And they did get Jabril Peppers out of it, a nice safety to replace Landon Collins after he left. So I think it's a pretty even trade. I don't think there's like a winner necessarily in this trade. I think it's a pretty even trade. They both got good value out of it, depending on what the Giants' number 1 pick turns into. It was an even trade, but I definitely think that the Raiders won the trade by getting Antonio Brown and only sending away a 3rd and a 5th round pick. Those usually don't turn into anything anyway. The next big thing that happened this offseason for me was Le'Veon Bell, man. Signed to the Jets, 4 years, $52 million. I'm glad to see that he's going to be playing this year. I wish he had played last year. I think that turning down the franchise tag, even though he said he was going to turn down the contract if he got franchise tagged, I think he should have taken it. If he had taken it, he still would have been the highest paid running back in the league, and his mantra or his problem was that he wasn't getting paid enough for the job he's doing for the team. But if you're getting paid more than anyone else in your position, like, what else do you want? And by a fair margin too. Like, he was getting paid more. He's getting paid more than any other running back in the league by, 3-4 mil. So I don't really know what he's complaining about. He's getting $2 more million guaranteed out of this contract than he would out of the Steelers contract, but that's not worth it when you saw that he's losing $14.5 million if he had played this past season. So I don't think it worked out for him. Now he's going to a not so great team in the Jets. Could have been on the Steelers. Helps him make a playoff run this year. Help him to make the playoffs this year. They didn't even make the playoffs this year, but now he's going to the Jets. They're going to go 6-10, 7-9. He's not going to make the playoffs. He's going to get his money, but he would have gotten just as much money if he had stayed with the Steelers. So it's good for the Jets. They got a franchise running back out of free agency. Not so great for Le'Veon Bell. He lost out on a smooth $14 million by not signing with the Steelers this past season. So if any more big trades come up with any big names, I'll make a video on it, my thoughts on it. I think that, overall the trades weren't too bad. The Raiders won the trade with the Steelers for sure. The Steelers didn't get much out of Antonio Brown to get him off their books. Pretty even trade between the Giants and the Browns. OBJ, Olivia Vernon, they'll bring some production immediately for the Browns. But they did send away the first-round pick this year, and Jabril Peppers, who could have and would have turned, I think, into a star safety for him. But now the Giants got him, so that was a pretty even trade. And then Le'Veon Bell getting picked up out of free agency. That's a pretty big move for the Jets. Got a running back that they so desperately needed. And a loss for Le'Veon Bell because he's not getting as much money as I don't think he was looking for. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. That's all I got for y'all now. I'll be back soon with another video. Peace.